Let me see. Does anybody know what transformation is? Who wants to offer us an explanation? Okay, and this says a reflection about the y and x axis. All right, yes, it does involve reflections. Yes, reflections is one of them. Chandra says, is transformation the method where you're given new I assume it's supposed to be coordinates? Yes, to an extent, yes. All right, but let's think about this. Give a thumbs up in the chat if you've ever watched Transformers, the movie, any of the Transformer movies. I have. I don't know why. Because they were a colossal waste of my time. I don't like action, but I watched them anyway because I have nephews and they made me watch. And this was like, worst decision of my life. Yeah, exactly. Yes, we're talking about things like optimism. Right, exactly. That's it, Intando. So a transformation is kind of like a change from one thing to another. Right. So we start off with something over here, right? And we're also going to consider whatever it is, in this case, the square that I am, we're going to consider where it is. First of all, we're going to consider what it is. And we're also going to consider where it is, right? And whatever transformation it goes through will then tell, whatever changes that happens to it will tell us what the transformation was. Now, let's say, for instance, I take this square and I move it from here to over there. Now, I haven't changed anything about the square. I haven't changed anything. I've just moved it from where it was to this place. And this we call a transition. This is called a transition. When we move one thing from one place to another, the transition. Right. Let's say, for instance, if I have, let's say, for instance, a half circle. Now, okay, and please don't judge my drawing. I know it's not the best drawing, but it's fine. Okay, so this is a half circle. Pretend it's a half circle. Right. If I take my half circle and I move it over here, and it now looks like that, what do we call this kind of transformation? Who knows? Well, I've drawn a semicircle, but what kind of transformation has it gone through? Who knows? Think about this. This side over here was on this side, and it was on the right side, but now the flat side is on the side. Correct. It's a mirror image. You're correct, Chichi. So what do we call that? When we're looking in a mirror, what do we call that thing that we're looking at? What is it actually called? Not a mirror. When you're looking at yourself in the mirror, what do we call that? Correct, and that's it. We call that a transformation, not a reflection. We call that kind of transformation a reflection. Good. So that's called a reflection. Let's say, for instance, I have triangle, right? And I take my triangle, put it over here, and now it's this big. What have we done to this triangle? What would we call this kind of transformation? Hello, Nistedi. Correct. That's it. Beautiful. That's the Tando and Chichi. Beautiful. It's an enlargement. It's an enlargement. It's an enlargement. Right. Now, if I have a big triangle and I turn it into a small triangle, what is this going to be? And if you are lost, I'm trying to remember, this is it's just an introduction. We haven't actually done anything yet. We're going to get to the important stuff in just a minute. But if you are really lost, please let me know. Okay, so that I can repeat something that they're a little bit. All right, good. Yes, not just a reduce, it's called a reduction. Good. All right, when we reduce something, it's called a reduction. All right, so those are the 4 words we're going to be learning about, especially when we're doing transformations. We're going to learn about transitions, reflections, enlargements, and reductions. But now, when we're doing all of this, where exactly are we going to put this? How are we going to measure what has happened when? And in the case of transformations, we're going to have to look translations. Thank you, teacher. Thank you, teacher Simone. Not a transition, a translation. Watch me completely. Right. I'm so sorry. If you guys are taking notes, please change transition to translation. Thank you, teacher Simone. This is why I need her here. This is exactly why I need you here. Thank you. Correct, and so where are we going to put all of these? Kamukela also puts on right. Where are we going to put all of these shapes? How are we going to move them around? We're going to do it on a Cartesian. Right. And we've learned about Cartesian planes before because we've done straight line graphs before. Right. We've done straight line graphs before. So when we write coordinates, remember when we do coordinates, we always open brackets. We write the x coordinate first, semicolon, y coordinate, and then close brackets. This is very important that we remember this particular. All right, this is how we write coordinates. It's important that our x value always comes before our y value. Never y and then x, always x and then y. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with easy practice. If any of you want to help me out, you're more than welcome to raise your hand and help me out with some of these answers. I want somebody to be able to tell me what the coordinates of the points labeled A and B. Who can tell me? Any volunteer? We can start with A and B. Okay. I love that name. Such a good one. It really means. What it really means. All right, Visha, are you ready? You want to let us know what are the coordinates of A? Hello, Visha. Visha, please check your mic settings because we can't hear you, unfortunately, at the moment. Hello.
It's 0 and 6.
Correct. Okay, let's think about this before we say 0 and 6. This is our x-axis over here, right? And our coordinate is sitting on the x-axis. So what is the x-coordinate going to be?
6.
Correct. My x-coordinate, which comes first, is going to be 6. And then semicolon, what is my y-coordinate?
0.
That's what I was looking for. And I need to write a big A in front so that it's coordinate. Do you want to do B for me as well? Tiamtana, don't put your hand down. I've got some more. You want to do B as well, okay?
No, thank you.
Okay, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Let's ask Tiamtana to do this one for us. Thank you so much, okay? That was excellently done. Well done. All right, Tiamtana, do you want to do B for us? Give us the coordinates of B.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Martin. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good, thank you. All right, give us the coordinates of B.
So for B, it's -2 and +3.
Good. -2 and 3. Excellently done. Easy stuff, right? I mean, for now, it's a little bit easy. We're still getting to the really nice. Okay. All right. So we're gonna plot the following points. Okay. Thank you so much, Tiamtanda. That was actually the answers I was looking for. Okay. We're gonna plot the following points on this Cartesian plane. And I want you guys to draw a Cartesian plane. If you do have, you should have a piece of paper in front of you. Grab a ruler, grab a pencil, and I want you guys to plot the following 4 points for me. P, Q, R, and S. Plot those for me on a Cartesian plane, and when you're done, put your favorite emoji in the chat. Of my favorite emoji. Once you've drawn your Cartesian plane, plotted all 4 of your points, and you've named your coordinates, then we can. I'm not 100% sure what R means, unless there was another statement coming after that. Please let me know. I'm assuming you're saying, can you please explain again and not AJ? Okay, no worries. Okay, so remember, let's do P. Let's have a look at P. We can have a look here. We know that this first coordinate over here is the X coordinate, and that next one over here was the Y. There it is. Okay, so we're going to go to the X part. Remember, this is the X axis. See, it's labeled X, and we're going to go look for -2. Now, I see -2 right there. There it is, right? And then for my Y coordinate, I'm going to go onto the Y coordinate over here, or the Y axis, and I'm going to look for 5. And I'm going to find 5, +5 up there. And the way that we're going to put these two together is we're going to shift this one that way, and we're going to take -2, bring it up, where they cross, that point where they meet, right over there. That point over there is going to be -2. Okay. Likona, I hope that made sense. Just give me a thumbs up if you're with me. V, that's a very, very interesting emoji. Love it. Awesome. Excellent. All right. So I want you to do the same with the others. Remember, we always have our X coordinate first and then our Y coordinate. All right. X coordinate, Y coordinate, X coordinate, Y coordinate. All right. And I think I have enough emojis for me to continue here. All right. it's just so out of place. It feels cool because it's just like one of those words. All right. Kiki, are you ready to give us some of these answers? Do you wanna explain the rest to everyone? Because I feel like you're on point today. Like Kiki's ready for today's class. Got all the answers for us. Hello, my sweetie. How are you doing?
Fine, ma'am.
Excellent. All right.
I
Plot
did.
Q.
Ma'am?
Do you want to plot Q for me? Because I've already got.
Yes, ma'am. I did everything already.
Okay, cool. So we know that -2, that would be our X value, and our Y value will be -2. That's Q over
Yes,
there. And I'm getting to something because I want you to tell me what we notice about all of them. All right. So R is going to be where? What X value are we going to put? What X value are we going to?
We're going to start with 4, ma'am.
Good.
4.
4 and 4. Our Y value.
+4. +4 mapped to -2.
Good.
Oh,
all right.
ma'am, my Wi-Fi. I can't hear you nicely. My Wi-Fi is bad.
That's okay. That's okay, my sweetie. Sometimes it helps if you just switch off your camera for me, and then your audio. All right. Excellent. All right. That is R.
And
right,
then
that is R,
and then S is 4 mapped to 5.
Good. 4 mapped to 5. So our X value is 4 and our Y value is 5.
Yes.
All right, let's answer some of these questions. Okay. So it says here, name the quadrant in which each of these points lie. Tisha, do you know about quadrants? Are you familiar with quadrants?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. All right. So normally what we do with the Cartesian plane, do you notice that your X and Y axis splits your Cartesian plane into 4 different parts? You note that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I see.
Right. Good. Now that is what we call quadrant.
Oh,
Call them
okay.
quadrant. This is going to be quadrant 1. This is going to be quadrant 2. What about the one down here?
The one down where the chat, like someone said something in the chat. Now I can't see the question. Where,
Oh,
ma'am?
no. Down here, you see in the bottom left hand corner,
Yes, ma'am.
that's quadrant 3. And this last one that I haven't named would be
Quadrant 4.
good, quadrant 4. And I'm writing them in Roman numeral, but you don't have to do this. It's quadrant 1, 2, 3,
3, 4.
Now, I want you to note something. What do we notice about all the values in quadrant 1? I'll give you a hint. F is 4 and 5, right? If I had to pick another point over here, let's say I pick that point there, that would be 3 and 2. If I pick another point over here, this is 1 and 1. What do you notice about all the points in this first quadrant over here, first quarter? What do we notice about these? And why that?
Try
They all
to
have something in common. What do you think?
ma'am, I don't see. Is it like increasing, like
Oh,
an increase?
well, what I say, but look at the text. Tarisha has said something very, very me and Charlie.
All positive. Is it positive?
Correct. All of them are positive. Good. You notice that all your X values and your Y values in the first quadrant are positive.
Positive.
Okay. So in the first quadrant, the X values are positive and your Y values are also positive. Okay. Right. Now, tell me, what do we notice about everything in quadrant 2? What do we notice about all the values in quadrant 2? I'll give you another example. Here's another one over here. This one is -4 and 1. Here's another one over here, -5 and 3. What do you notice? So it's -1, 1.
The second, okay. The second quadrant are all negative numbers.
Not quite all negative numbers. What do we notice?
It's negative and positive.
Correct, it's negative. Which one is negative and which one is positive?
The X value is the
Okay.
negative and the Y value is the
Good.
positive.
Excellent. The X values are negative and the Y values are positive. Beautifully said. All right, let's go to quadrant 3. And before I even give you any examples, can you already tell me what do we notice about all the values in quadrant 3 before I say anything? What do you think?
I noticed that all like in all different sections, they are sometimes negative numbers that are all negative, and then on the positive side, there's always positive numbers.
Beautiful, excellent. So what do we know about quadrant 3? What kind of X and Y values are we going to get in quadrant 3? My X values are going to be what?
Ma'am, please repeat.
Okay, what about all the X values in quadrant 3? What do I notice?
There's 2 negatives. There's 2
Correct.
negatives.
Correct. So the X values are going to be negative and the Y values will also be
Negative.
beautiful. They're all negative. 100%.
They're all
All right. Your X value, well, we've got -4 and -4. -4 and -4. They're both negative. Over here, down here, I'm going to -1 and -5. You see how they're both negative.
Yes,
right? Good. Now, with that same idea, tell me what's happening in quadrant 4. What do we know about the X values in the Bible?
What I noticed from here is that all the X values are negative. They're both negative.
Ooh, in this quadrant over here. Try doing an example for yourself. Right, let's look at this point over here. The coordinates for this point are 2 and -. That point over there, the coordinates are going to be 3 and -1. So what do we notice about all the quadrants over here?
Yeah.
Or all the coordinates?
They're positive.
Which
The
one is
section is positive. It's positive and negative. The X values are positive and the Y values are negative.
Beautiful. That's it. That's what I was looking for. Thank you so much. Those are the answers I was actually looking for. Okay. It's very important that we understand that about quadrants because they're going to come up a lot. So remember these quadrants. All right. Very well done, my sweetie. Excellent work. Very, very nicely done. All right. So for those of you who are still confused about quadrants, okay. When we look at our Cartesian plane, right? If we look at our Cartesian plane, this X and Y coordinate, this X and Y coordinate, there's my Y axis and my X. This split any Cartesian plane into 4 pieces. There's piece number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. And even when you hear the word quadrant, what is the root word of the word quadrant? It's going to be quad. And what does quad mean, guys? What does quad actually mean? Right, it means 4, right? And if we look at what our Cartesian plane, what the x and the y-axis have done, they've split our Cartesian plane into 4 pieces. And these 4 pieces are what we call quadrants. We call them quadrants. So this one over here is called quadrant 1. Quadrant 1. This one is quadrant 2. This one over here is quadrant 3. And this one over here is quadrant 4. Correct. That's it, Andy. So it's divided into 4 sections called quadrants. USDC. All right. I want everyone to give me a thumbs up in the chat or as a reaction if you understand how we separate the quadrants. Give me a thumbs up, peeps. If not, I'm happy to explain again. Beautiful. Excellent. I'm glad everybody's with me. All right, let's finish up these questions because now PK has done that question for us. We've all done the first one. Let's talk about this last question. What type of shape do we get when we draw PQRS? Let's join PQRS. PQRS. There we go. What kind of shape do we get? I'm not sure about square. I'm not sure about square because the PQ and the SR sides look a lot longer than the PS and the QR side. So what could we call it? Yes. Pato, I agree. We could say it's a parallelogram, but I want you to be a lot more specific. Because a parallelogram could be a kite or an irregular parallelogram or a square or a rhombus. Correct. It's a rectangle. All right. So we can tell from what we're looking at that the shape we've drawn here is rectangle. All right. I hope everybody's with me. This is just the introduction. Remember, guys, we can slow it down if you're a little bit lost. Pop in a message in the chat. You can also DM Tita Simone. She's always there. All right. Let's look at this next one over here. No. It becomes really funny, guys. Don't judge me. There you go. No, don't go. Out here, so that they're right next to each other. All right. So here's our next question. Close this. All right. Here's our next question. It says here, plot the points A, B, and C on a Cartesian plane. And I'm going to give you guys a chance to do that now. Remember, guys, we always look for the x-axis and then the y-axis. Okay. I'm going to give you guys 1 minute. Because this is very easy. X value, Y value. And when you're done, pop your favorite emoji in the chat. And then I'm not 100% sure Peter Cap has actually put a brain break in here. So I'm very sorry. I'll have to double check. PT and Pando, that was lightning fast. And I mean lightning fast. Because like nobody even got a chance to just yeah, see Panda, maybe we should. Yeah, all right. I've got a few in mind, so we can do some of those. All right. Okay, cool. I want everybody to double check with me, make sure that we've all got the same answer. I see Siamtanda still writing. Should I give you a second? I'm gonna give you a minute to finish. Literally 10, you've got 10 seconds, dude. 10 seconds. 9. 8. Finish. Come on. 7. 6. 5. Done. Okay. Cool. Okay. Excellent. My grade 10s always say to me every time I get to 5, they all go in the chat. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Level up. Level up. And I'm like, no, guys, concentrate. Focus. Focus on the mathematics. They always do that to me. All right. Okay. Let's get started on this. I'm hoping everybody's coordinates will look just like mine. X, Y, X, Y. All right. So I'm going to go to point A. I'm going to go to my X coordinates at -5 and my Y coordinates at -4. So there's -4 there. There's 5 up there, and they're going to meet at that. All right. B is going to be -2 and -3. There's -2, and that's -3. B, -2 and -3. And then C is going to be at 0 and 2. All right, my X value is at 0 over there and at 2 over there. That's my one. 0, 2. This is C. Okay, now I want a volunteer to come and tell me about the quadrants, because I haven't written anything just yet. I want somebody to tell me which quadrant does point B lie in. Hands. Who can let us in on this secret? Who remembers? Because we just done quadrant. Who's got an idea? Robin, you are too fast. You are so fast. Okay, and Tiara and Alia, you guys are just like, you didn't even give other people a chance. Correct. Good. Excellent. I love how you guys are even like, it's the one where everything is negative. Beautiful. Remember, this is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Beautiful. And we know that point B or coordinate B lies in quadrant. Well done, guys. Amazing stuff. And you guys just learned this stuff and you guys are already comes to some. Excellent. Good. All right. What shape do I get? If I put all of these coordinates together, let's join them. A, B, C. What kind of shape do I get? Good. It's a triangle. Beautiful. That's it. Okay. Well done. Triangle. All right. Let's do a quick brain break. Okay. First, I'm going to ask everybody to stand up on your feet. Everybody stretch a little bit. Get yourself ready, because I'm really going to break your brains today. I want to see how many of you guys can actually answer these questions. Let's. Okay. Unless you guys have seen them before, then okay. Let's start with this easy one. All right, here's your first riddle. We're going to do a riddle. It's a math-related riddle, but I want to see if you guys can think outside the box. Here's your first question. Which month has 28 days? 1 point to whoever can figure this one out. Tanda says February. Oh, Robin. Oratile, what do you say?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. How are you doing, Masi?
Every month has 28 days, ma'am, because if you count it, ma'am, it's 7, 14, 21, 28.
Beautiful, good. All of them have 28 days. Every single month, every month. Well done. 1 point for you. Well, let me give you 10 points. 10 points, Oratile. Well done. I know, Taylor. It's like we're trying to catch you. We're trying to catch you out, yes. But all of them, yes. All of them have 28 days. Here's the next one. Let's do this next one. Yeah. Here's your next riddle. What number goes up but doesn't come back down? 0. We can go down. We can go down. Correct. Joshua, we can from 0 definitely can go down. Joshua, what number goes up but doesn't come down? Joshua, check your mic settings. I can't hear you. I think age is a number. Yes, age is a number. Correct. Okay, Joshua, I can't hear you at all. All right, Joshua, I'm going to let this one pass and I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you this next one. Can you hear me? Oh, no. All right. Okay, here's the next one. I'm going to ask you guys if you can answer this one. And this one is a bit of a trick one. So I want to see if you guys can actually answer this. It says, if there are 4 apples and you take away 3, how many do you have? Okay, I'm seeing people say 1, 4, 3. I wonder who's right. Teacher Simone, what do you think? Jordan says 3. I see somebody says, oh, Tiara says, because you take away 3, so you have 3. Ooh, who's spamming us? Jordan, be
I'm
careful.
also
Be
thinking
careful.
3.
And
3 is my answer. I took away 3. I have 3.
okay. You take away 3, so you have 3. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to give it to Robin because Robin was the first one to give us the correct answer. But Aliyah, don't put your hand down. Well done, Robin. 10 points to you for telling us, yes, if you take 3 apples, you have 3. You have 3. Hello, Jordan. It's just I'm looking at yes. I'm looking at the answers, and Robin was the first one to put the correct answer in the chat. Yes, I know, Oratili, but it's in the way that it's phrased. It's in the way that it's phrased. You need to be very careful. Okay. Okay, here's the next one. And this one is a bit of a trick one. So, Aliyah, if you want to put your hand back out, you're more than welcome to if you want to answer this one. Kind of like this one. The tricky one. Here's the next one. Fine. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Here's the next one. How did the soccer fan know before the game that the score would be 0-0? Who knows? Let me ask Tavile. Tavile, what did you think? Do you think?
As a soccer player, I must say, the fan knew that the score was going to be 0-0 because that's how the game starts. It starts at 0-0.
Oh my gosh, 100 points for you. Well done, soccer fan. Yes, soccer player. Yes, that's it. Correct. Okay, the game hasn't started yet. So obviously the score is 0-0. Well done. Well done. That's it. And I love that you're a soccer fan, but I'm only friends with people who are Liverpool fans because I don't know about the rest of you guys. Like, what do you guys, all of you Man United fans, like why? Why? I don't agree with any of you guys. I don't agree with any of you guys, but technically well done. That's the answer we were looking for. Thank you. Yes, Liverpool fans unite. I knew it. I knew that there would be a Man United fan in the chat, and then it would just ruin my whole evening. You see now, I can't even. Tiara, why? Tiara, why? Also, City fans. You know, City fans are my mortal enemy. So I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel about it. You guys are my mortal enemy. I don't know how to feel. All right. Okay. All right. Let's look at this next exercise that we can do. All right. It's a bit of a long one, so I'm going to give you guys some time to have a look at it. All right. I'm going to add in a bit of a caveat. Chichi, I'm seeing your hand is up. Just nod your head for me if you have a question, and then just shake your head if you want to answer a question. Do you have a question? Yes, no. No. Keep your hand up either way. I'm going to ask you to answer some of these questions for me when we get started. All right. Okay. I'm gonna ask you guys to have a look at questions 1, 2, 3, and 4 for me. Okay, just down here. Question 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and we're gonna try answer some of these. So we've got 4 coordinates on our screen at the moment. Okay, I want you guys to think about the questions that they're asking. They're saying, for what point does y equal -8? So you need to go look for the coordinate with a y value of -8. Okay, and Kato just like once already gave it away. That's it's yes. It just well done, Clarissa. That's the correct answer as well. Yes, Chi, correct. It's A. Okay, but before you guys just say A, I want somebody to also tell me the x coordinate, because we can't just work with the y. You need to give it a little bit more meat, a little bit more boom. See, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. You must answer all of them. All right, are you ready?
I don't know.
All right, let's answer the first one. For which point does y equal -8? Which point are we looking at?
Ma'am?
For which point is y equal to -8? A point?
-8 is
Which
A.
coordinate has a y of -8?
It's A, ma'am.
Correct, it's A. But I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to ask you to also give me the coordinate of it. Give me the coordinate.
It's going to be 3 and -8.
Good. 3, Excellent. Last question. Which quadrant is this coordinate in? What quadrant is the coordinate A in? You remember the quadrants? See, I feel like I've lost you, my dude.
No, ma'am, I'm still here.
Oh no. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Can you tell us which quadrant does coordinate A fall in?
Quadrant 4.
All right, it's quadrant 4. And what do we know about all the values in quadrant 4? What do we know about the x and their y values?
X is positive and y is negative.
Correct. The x coordinate is always positive, and the y coordinate is beautifully done. Well done. That's it, Siamtanda. Excellent. Beautiful. Excellent. All right. I want to hear different voices. Who wants to do the next one for us? Any brave soul. I'm not scary. I don't bite. I promise. Okay. Does anybody want to answer the next one for me? Yes, Pato. You know how to raise your hand, or do we need to look for you so we can help you raise your hand? Teacher, so help me find Pato and then Robin off. Like they don't know how to raise their hand. It's funny to cover and cover the next one for us. Pato, where are you? Oh no, we kind of lost you. Now we can't unmute you. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Do you know how to unmute, Tato?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Okay, so
There
ma'am,
you go. That's all the fun. Yes.
So I said that for number 2, I said the answer for number 2 is B.
Good. It's B. You're 100% correct. But you're not done. You need to give me the rest of it. You need to give me the whole coordinate.
So the x value is -6 and yeah, -6, and the y value is 8, +8.
Beautiful. Beautiful. You're not done. Give me the quadrant.
And
Quadrant does it fall under?
Ma'am?
Quadrant?
Oh, quadrant 2.
2. Good. It falls into quadrant 2. Nicely done. Good. And what do you know about all the values in quadrant 2? What do we know about the values?
The X values are negative and the Y values are positive.
Beautifully done. Ah, excellent. Amazing. Wonderful. Thank you, Tato. I feel like you gave them all the answers and now they're not doing anything. They're just watching you do the maths. Well done, dude. Excellent. Very well done. Very well done. Who's my next culprit? Who's my next victim? I had another hand in this. Robin, I'm gonna come find you. Where are you? And let me find Robin. Oh no. Here you are. Hello, Robin.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, Miss Sweetie. How are you?
I'm good, and you, ma'am?
Excellent. Thank you. All right. Are you ready to do number 3 with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. All right. For what point does y equal negative?
I said C and D, and then the coordinates for C is -5 and 0.
Hold on, Miss Sweetie. I don't think it's going to be. Oh, sorry. I don't think it's going to be C. And the reason for that is because the y coordinate sits over here. What is the y coordinate over here?
Oh,
What is the y coordinate at that point?
Sorry, ma'am. I misread the question. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Let's think about it. The x coordinate for C is going to be. What is the x coordinate they're going to be?
It's. Sorry, ma'am. Repeat the question.
Okay. So what is the x coordinate over here going to be at this point over here?
It's going to be 0. So.
Oh, no. If you look at it on the x-axis, let's look at it on the actual x-axis. If you look for the x coordinate on the x-axis, we need to count that value for the x-axis. Where would it be? It's in between -4 and -4. So what is it going to be?
5, ma'am. It's going to be -5.
5? Correct, -5. And we need to remember that -5, right? But if we look at it on the y coordinate, you're right, that's the x coordinate. If we look at it on the y-axis, you see how it cuts the y-axis right there. It's along this line on the y-axis. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so what is that point? That point right there on the y-axis, what is it going to be?
That's going to be 0.
Correct. So the y coordinate for C is actually 0. Not what we're looking for, right? Not exactly what we're looking for. It can't be C. Which other value did you think it was?
I said it was D.
Correct, D. Okay, let's see if this is true. Right. So on the x-axis, do you see how D is not, it's nowhere on the x-axis, only on the y-axis. So what is the x value going to be here? We go from that point down. What is our x going to be?
Sorry, ma'am, I didn't hear that.
Okay, what is our x value here at D going to be?
That's going to be
If we
0.
look at bringing it down, right, it's going to be 0. And the y coordinate?
It's going to be -5.
Beautiful, good, because it's sitting on the y-axis at negative. Positive. Okay. So we know for which point does y equal -5? It's going to be D, correct? Let's finish up. Give me the whole code.
So the coordinate's going to be 0 and -5.
Beautiful, good. Its values always so x is 0, y is negative. Good. Now this one isn't actually going to fall into the quadrant, right? But I'm going to ask you, which 2 quadrants does it fall in? Which 2 quadrants do we see it in?
Isn't it going to be quadrant 3 and quadrant 4, ma'am?
Correct. That's it. It touches quadrant 3 and very well done. Amazing stuff. Well done. That's it, Robin. That's the answer I was looking for. Excellent. Well done.
Thank you, ma'am.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Excellent. All right. Okay, I need one more person to do that last question for me. Robin Masudi, I'm going to ask you to mute for me. Okay, thank you very much. The has got their hand up, but I'm hoping somebody else who hasn't answered yet would like to go. Jordan, can I track you down? Can I track Jordan down? Because Jordan gets all the answers right. Now I want to hear what Jordan sounds like. I will find you. Hello, Jordan. In the chat. Okay, fine. All right. We can talk in the chat. That's perfectly good. All right. Cool. All right. You're going to answer number 4 for me. Okay. It says here, for which points does x equal 0? I feel like I already gave the answer away. Which coordinate has an x of 0? Not quite. Let's think about it again. It is a trick question. Correct. It's D. It's not C. But this is where we make the mistake. Okay. We know that the coordinate of C lies on the x-axis. So it couldn't possibly be 0. It's going to be D on the x-axis. However, we know on the y or on the x-axis, D doesn't have a coordinate. It's sitting right at 0. So the coordinates for D, and that D is going to be 0 and -5. Thank you, Robin, for the answer. Excellent. Okay. And we know that it's going to fall within 2 quadrants. What quadrants are those? Give me the quadrants. What 2 quadrants are we looking for? Correct. Quadrants 3 and 4. But I'm going to extend this question, and I'm going to ask you, what do we know about our values in quadrant 3? What do we know about the values in quadrant 3? Tell me what happens. Correct. They're all negative. Good. My x values are negative and my y values are negative. Excellent. All right. And what about in quadrant 4? What do we know about quadrant 4? Let's see if we can get this one. Pretty easy, I think, at this point. What happens in quadrant 4? You guys are more than welcome to answer the question as well. You know the answers. What do we know about our coordinates? Correct. Good. All our x values are positive. And what else? And our y values? What about our next our y values? They are all negative. Beautiful. That's it.